bitch. I'll tell you all on the show, my brother.
We're supposed to be helping people.
We're supposed to be surviving. To complete a task given.
Hello, dear filmy fans. Just think you have seen it all in the world of the undead? Think again. Today, we are diving into the dark, creepy corners of zombie cinema to uncover the hidden gems that deserve way more love. From forgotten classics to overlooked indie horrors, these are the top 10 most underrated zombie movies you need to add to your watch list for sure. Number 10, Shaun of the Dead, 2004. Shaun of the Dead is one of the finest zombie comedies of the past 20 years. The performances by Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are comedy gold, fried gold, as they bring a level of chemistry and humor to the screen that is simply unmatched. Playing the Romero trilogy for big, very British laughs, the film manages to balance outright silliness and surprisingly tough gore with just a hint of romance around the edges. Shaun of the Dead is a hilarious zombie film that also skillfully strikes a balance between humor and horror. Number 9, Blood Quantum, 2019. A very well-made film with fantastic cinematography, gore and animation sequences. This was an incredibly thought-provoking zombie movie. Blood Quantum takes a new approach to the crowded zombie genre by fusing violent horror with socio-political undertones. The story is just like nothing, so much to say for you, and acting also. But the zombies deserve the award for the best acting, and fleshy scenes is quite awesome. The climax scene was cringe. Overall, you should watch the action scenes and fleshy scenes in the movie. Number 8, The Girl with All the Gifts, 2016. The Girl with All the Gifts grapples with thought-provoking questions without skimping on the scares and finds a few fresh wrinkles in the well-worn zombie horror genre along the way. This enigmatic British zombie movie starts brilliantly, with a group of apparently placid kids strapped into wheelchairs in a military facility. They are hungries, infected with the disease that has wiped out almost all of humanity, and at the first whiff of blood they go ravenously insane. The Girl with All the Gifts can't quite sustain its initial promise, but young star Sania Nanua is ferociously brilliant. It's a different take on all the other zombies movies, and that is one of the millions of reasons why you should watch this movie. Overall, it's good. It's got a good amount of action, and it's very good at piquing the audience's interest as we learn more about the lore. Number 7, Overlord, 2018. This film sort of supports the conspiracy belief that the Nazis were using human subjects in experiments to create stronger soldiers, which led to the creation of zombies. This movie idea is awesome. The movie is so grounded, so realistic and visceral. Excellent character progression and pacing all around. There are a few jump scares, but also many outright atmospheric suspenseful moments that work incredibly well in building tension and keeping things interesting, as well as giving deeper insight into the events taking place in the world. The acting is absolutely awesome. There is no weak link there. The film is serious and focused while having its moments of levity that never feel forced, and it does it well while being captivating, and again, one of the best film. Director Julius Avery pulls it all off with elegant camera work and concise storytelling to boot. Number 6, One Cut of the Dead, 2017. Every aspiring filmmaker should see this movie. It shows the nuances of filmmaking in such a humorous manner, and using the age-old zombies. I mean, this amazing movie just keeps getting amazing. There is no villains, no romantic love story, no political statement, and no action scenes, just a film about a man's ambitious endeavor. There are those that will be put off by the relatively low budget, but look past this, and you will be treated to one of the most surprising film in a long time. A truly sincere, heartfelt love letter to all things movies and making of, and also very much to all fans of movies, especially fans of horror films. Director Shinichiro Ueda presides over a gory, hilarious scenario when a film crew making a zombie movie bump into one of the real undead. Number 5, Little Monsters, 2019. If you like a bit of splatter and some dark, edgy humor, then this Australian zombie outbreak comedy, set primarily in a children's petting zoo and starring Lupita Nyong'o as a ukulele-playing nursery teacher, will suit your tastes. Unarguably the cutest zombie film ever. This film manages to mix cute and charming with bloody, zombie horror film. Difficult to compare to other films of this genre. Not an Oscar contender, but a good popcorn flick. In pursuit of his crush, he volunteers to help out at a class outing to a petting zoo that, thanks to a mishap at a neighboring American military base, becomes a fight for survival against hordes of the undead. However, this is a decent horror/comedy zombie film that defies typical tropes. While not scary, it makes up for it with emotions and hilarity, as well as some surprisingly somber moments. Number 4. Night of the Comet, 1984. Delightful 80s zombie romp with female protagonists. This flick is great fun. It's a wonderful nostalgia for the 80s and a well-directed, acted and written movie. The whole world goes outside to watch the comet. Because they're all outside, they get zapped. Some of the ones who stayed inside are not turning, at least not yet, so they're the ones who are left to fight and regroup. This is definitely a cult classic. It's a simple in storyline but nonetheless a very direct one. This witty sci-fi romp is the movie equivalent of a Cyndi Lauper song, following two airhead California girls who manage to survive when a comet destroys most of humanity and turns the rest into crazed zombies. Number 3. Cockneys vs. Zombies, 2012. Cockneys vs. Zombies is actually a great family film. A gang of bank robbers fight their way out of a zombie-infested London. A fun-filled zombie film. Definitely not one of the best, but highly enjoyable. The gore effects had highs and lows, meaning there were some gore effects that were crazy good and other gore effects that were most likely rushed or they didn't put too much thought into. When the workers stumble upon ancient catacombs underneath the city, the region is quickly overrun by thousands of zombies. The bank robbers battle their way back to the retirement home as fast as they can, but the old-timer proved themselves still tough enough to stand up against the undead. Cockneys vs. Zombies is a straightforward and largely unpretentious zombie romp that delivers what you expect. Number 2. Brain Dead, 1992. This movie is awesome. It's as hilarious as it is fantastical in its telling of a zombie outbreak. Claymation shots and special effects are pretty amazing when you consider the period this was made, but then you realize it's a Peter Jackson-directed film, and this is where that comes from. There are some cheesy and strange effects, but it's all in good fun. Just because this is a relatively cheap splatter horror film doesn't mean it is bad, and in some ways it makes it that much better and that much more enjoyable. The relentless energy and absurdity push boundaries, creating a uniquely entertaining experience. Not for the faint-hearted, but this is a bold and unforgettable piece of splatter cinema that revels in its outrageousness. Number 1. Dead Snow, Red vs. Dead, 2014. Dead Snow 2, Red vs. Dead expands the original's canvas without sacrificing any of its bloody fun, adding up to a sequel that fans of the first are bound to enjoy. This is a fantastic, great, funny, gory and well done all around. A sequel to the gore-fest zombie film Dead Snow. Dead Snow 2 picks up right where the first film left as Herzog is out there with his army of Nazi zombies are on the run killing people left, and right it's still as crazy and funny. The gleefully politically incorrect humor is refreshing in a sequel that goes for the bigger and better approach. It's got lots of action, lots of gore, and is quite exciting at times. This time the zombified antagonists take on a great many victims. The acting is terrific from all concerned, with Hole endearing as our hero.